anyone who's been in a relationship knows that no matter how good it ended or how great it was at the time, you still look back and think, wow, there's a lot of things that I could have done better.
I'll watch your blue eyes move slow, wander through my new soul. If we were together, oh, I could love you better.
So it just started by me finding this arpeggio on the piano, and I really liked it, and so I decided to kind of roll with it. It was super simple. It's just a C major chord with the sixth, which is an A added on top of it, and it became this. But then, you know, that gets boring. It's just the same thing repeated over and over. So I added this super simple bass line, and it was just the first thing I played because I was just kind of freestyling. It was just this descending bass line that goes 1, 6, 5, 4. And that's pretty standard stuff, but I really liked how it fit over that chord, and it gave each time, each iteration of it through, a little different feeling. So once I had that piano part, I knew that that was going to be the driving force of the song because it had melody, it had harmony, and it had rhythm, you know, the way the arpeggio was getting played in there. I just dialed up this synth in Pro Tools. It was Expand 2 is the plugin for any of the producers out there. It's just a free synth in Pro Tools, and it goes to show that for me in that moment, I do have more expensive, better options. I wouldn't call them better, but that's what a lot of people think. But I know how to use that one really well, and I could dial that in really quickly to get the sound I wanted. And then I just threw that in there and played the bass under it and played the drums too. Then I had the verse, and I was feeling good about the verse, but I knew I needed to differentiate these sections somehow, and the problem was, not really a problem, I designed it this way, but the challenge is that I had already written the pre-chorus and the chorus and, you know, most of the verse to these chord changes that I already had on the piano. So what that meant was that the bass line was going to be the exact same throughout the whole song. So what I had to do is change the instrumentation. At the end of every session, I'll go through and I'll just sing some random stuff and see if I can make some sounds with it, because my background is as a drummer and in sampling. The first one is this woo sound. It's just me going woo! And I pitched it down, added a bunch of distortion, reverb, delay, and it turned into this. Then I had this other thing that was me saying, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I pitched it up, so it speeds it up twice, so it's gonna give this fast kind of effect to it. Now I had one pitch down, one pitched up, so I wanted to kind of play with one, just my normal voice, and these all kind of had very similar effects because I wanted them in a sense to be one instrument. So the last one was just me saying, ooh, and on the sampler you can pitch it up different semitones. What that means is in an octave there's 12 semitones, so you can get 12 different versions of this sound that you did, and it turned into this with the effects on it and me playing it. So once I had those in, I thought that was a real nice palette to paint with. I just looped up that section with the bass and the drums, and I went to work. But I needed the chorus, and I knew I wanted to bring back in that arpeggio with the synth, and I knew I wanted to bring back in the verse drums with the fast hi-hat on it and everything, but I needed one thing that was different because I really don't like to just copy and paste. I like to have everything, at least there's some ear candy or something in the arrangement. So I went in and I found this bass that kind of had this bouncy arpeggio on it from Trillion that I really liked, and I'm going to play you just the bass right here so you can hear what it sounds like. And then with everything in, it just sounds like this. bridge here was I just really went back and took a hard look at those vocal samples and tried to chop them up in a different way and play them in a different way. So I just looped the bridge, added the bass in, brought the drums back from the pre-chorus, and just went to work. I can play melodies on the keys, and I could do the exact same thing on the keys, but I really like actually using the drum pad because I came up as a drummer. For years I played actual, drum set. So I really have that coordination down.
Double on tracks. Double entendres in love when I rap. Remember the time when you sat in the studio waiting for me. Hope I'm coming out back.